Good morning, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Holmes, and it is time for Fundations. Today we're doing Unit 4, Week 1, Day 2. Yesterday we learned about some suffixes, and we learned that the suffix s or es can be used to tell that the word has it's happening right now, and it's added to what we call a root word, or sometimes called a base word, to tell that the action is happening right now. It can also be used to say that there are more than one of something, and we call that plural. Now, the suffix s can sometimes sound like s, and it can sometimes sound like z. The suffix es always sounds like is, and it's added to the words that end with sh, ch, s, x, or z. If the last letter in the base word is one of those letters, you add es to make more than one. We learned that if you add ed to a suffix, that it means, or to a word, that it means that it happened in the past. And I've noticed here that how it sounds has wiped off, and there are many different sounds, or 4 different sounds. Ed at the end of a word can sound like d, d. It can sound like id, id. It can sound like ed, or it can sound like t, the letter T. And it really all depends on the word. It really just depends on the word, and you have to remember those. And finally, yesterday we learned about ing. The ing means something is happening right now. We call this we call it the present, right now. And then the s is also happening right now in the present. And ed is happening in the past. It's already happened. Now, 2 more suffixes that we're going to be learning about today are ER and EST. Now, ER and EST are often used to compare things in size. For example, I could say that this clipboard is big, but this clipboard is bigger. It would have ER on the end. And this clipboard is the biggest. That's right, big, bigger, biggest. You can also compare things like small, smaller, smallest, tall, taller, tallest, long, longer, longest. Lots of different ways that words are used to compare. And ER and EST are used to compare. ER is also sometimes used on the end of a root word to talk about a person who does something. For example, the word teacher, it has ER on the end. A teacher is someone who likes to teach. A painter is someone who likes to paint. A writer is someone who likes to write. And so ER can be used 2 different ways. All right, it's time to practice some words. All right, here's our first word. We're going to start off with some words that have more than one. Here's the first one. Echo me. Ducks. There were 3 ducks in the pond. Elbows up. Ducks. 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 Ready? Ducks. What would be next? And it ends with a k sound. That's right, CK. Duck. But Mrs. Holmes said ducks, more than one duck. So we have to add a suffix. So we're going to add the letter S. Now listen to the sound at the end of ducks. What sound do you hear? Yeah, you hear an S. So we're going to circle the suffix S, and you're going to put an S to indicate that's the sound that we hear. And you have to underline the word duck to show that that is the root word. CK is a digraph, so we still underline it. Short vowel, so you have to put a breve up above that one. And it's a one-syllable word with a short vowel sound. It ends with a consonant digraph, so it is closed. So you're going to put the C right there. And it also has a suffix on the end. Show your teacher. Erase. All right, now let's try an example of a word that ends with ES. All right, here we go. Echo me. Benches. There are many benches in the outdoor classroom. Benches. Elbows up. Benches. First we're going to do bench. Bench is. Put the suffix behind your back. I forgot to do that on the first one. Let's do that again. Ready? Benches. Bench is. Benches. All right, let's write the word bench. That's a short E. CH. There's the word bench. Now the suffix is. How do we do that? How do we spell it? Well, that's right. It's ES. Benches. Now ES, when you have that on the end of a word, it sounds like is, IZ. And so that's what you put up there. It's not the word is, like she is my teacher. It's the sound is, and it's ES. And we have a short vowel sound. It's a one-syllable word that has a suffix. And the word is closed. Show your teacher your work. And erase. All right, the next word. We're going to do a word that has ing this time. All right, here we go. Echo me. Puffing. I could hear him puffing from the exercise. Puffing. That means he was breathing hard. Elbows up. Puffing. First we're going to do puff, and then we'll do ing behind our back. Ready? Puff. Ing. Puffing. He was huffing and puffing because he was working hard. Puffing. Okay, puffing. Starts with a puff. One syllable word, short vowel sound. Buy one, get one free. Add that extra F. And now that's the root word, puff. And the suffix was ing. So you're going to write I-N-G. Puffing. Now, we're not going to box it because if we take off the word puff, if we take off the ing, we still have our word. So that means it's a suffix. So we're going to circle that suffix. We're not going to box it. We're going to circle it. So it's a one-syllable word with a suffix ing, has a short vowel sound, What kind of word is it, class? Closed. It's a closed syllable word with a suffix. Show your teacher your word, please. Erase. All right, now let's try one with the suffix est, ist. All right, here we go. Economy, oldest. This book is the oldest of all of my books. Oldest. Or I could say Sarah is my oldest daughter. She was my firstborn. So first we're going to tap out old, and then we'll say est behind your back. Ready? Old. 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 Est. So write old. Old. There's our root word. Est. E-S-T. Oldest. This is the suffix. E-S-T. All right, so circle the E-S-T. We have old underline. Now, is this a short vowel or a long vowel? O-L-D, cold, old. It's a glued sound. And because it's a glued sound, with a long vowel sound, it is a closed exception. So we're going to, whoops, I forgot to scoop it. Scoop it, and it is a closed exception. That's an awful lot to mark, but I know even though it may still be hard for you, you'll get it soon. You may not know it yet, but you will. Okay, show your teacher your board and erase. All right, one more word. This one is going to have ER. This one's going to have ER. Here we go. Echo me. Sicker. I felt sicker today than I did yesterday. Sicker. Well, this would not be a good thing. Elbows up. First we're going to tap sick. Okay, ready? Sick. Ick. Sicker. Okay, sick. And it has what on the end of sick? S-C-K. Sick. And it has on the end, which would be ER. I felt sicker today than yesterday. So we have our root word. We have the suffix It's a one-syllable word with a suffix. It has a short vowel sound. And it is what kind of sound, boys and girls? It is closed. That's right. I almost forgot to underline the CK, the digraph CK. So much to remember. You'll get it. Okay. Mark your board. Let your teacher see your board. And erase. All right, before we leave, we do have some trick words to map. Here's the first one. Again. We're going to practice this word again. Here we go. Oh, elbows up. Again. 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 Now, here's how it's spelled. Ooh, it sounded like something else, didn't it? Yeah, it sounded like We'll just go ahead and write that down, short U. Again. It has a G, and it sounds like a G. And here's where it gets tricky. It has A, I, N. Again. What about this A? Do you hear the A? No, it's silent. Do you hear the I? Yes, you do. So you're going to bring down the I, short I. Do you hear the N? Again. Yes, we hear the N. And there it is. Again. Show your teacher your work. Good job. I'll see you tomorrow, boys and girls.